Good morning, first and second grade. It's Tuesday, so we have a phonics test today, and I have prepared art for you today. It's actually a game, and I've put the instructions in the activities lesson for today. There's no video, but if you follow the instructions for the game, I think you'll really enjoy this art project. I would like to see it when you're finished, so either turn it in on the LMS if you know how, send me a picture on the email, or text me a picture when you're finished with your art project today. Would you please do that for me? Let's go on with our books of the Old Testament. Now, we've been saying them together for a lot of times, and I know you guys. When you say something over and over and over, you memorize it very quickly. And so let's try something today, and let's just think of what comes next. What comes after Joshua? Judges. What comes after Ecclesiastes? Song of Solomon. What comes after Isaiah? Jeremiah. Comes after Zechariah. Malachi, the last book of the Old Testament. What comes after 1 Samuel? 2 Samuel. Yesterday we looked for a verse in Esther. What comes after Esther? Job. People who don't know their Bible well sometimes think, oh, that's the book of Job. But we know it's the name of the man in the book. His name was Job. And as you're looking for the book of Job in your Bible, we'll be looking for chapter 41, verse 19 and 20. Job 41, 19 and 20. While you're looking for Job, let's see if you can also remember, we talked about the story of Job a while back. He was very faithful to God, and God allowed Satan to test him in some very harsh ways. But God was watching Job and saw that Job's heart stayed faithful through all of the tests. Satan took everything away. His family, his wealth, his cattle. He even made him very sick with something painful because God wouldn't let Satan kill Job. But Job was faithful in his heart to God, and God blessed him by giving back everything that had been taken 7 times. He even gave him a new family of children after he had already grown up with so many children who had all died in one day in a terrible storm. That's most of the story of Job. But I think you'll be surprised at the verses we're about to read. Have you found them yet? Job 41, 19 and 20. If you got distracted by my talking, just pause the video and you'll find it. Job 41, 19 and 20, and let's read it together. Okay, Job 41, 19 and 20. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Out of his nostrils goeth smoke, as out of a seething pot or cauldron. What? Job is describing, actually God was describing as he talked to Job, God was describing an animal he had created. Did you hear that? Out of his mouth go burning lamps. He's breathing fire. And sparks of fire leap out. Out of his nostrils goeth smoke. What does that sound like to you? Some people say this is just talking about an old crocodile. That sounds like a dragon to me, breathing fire and smoke out of his mouth and his nose. That's in the Bible. That's pretty exciting, isn't it? Job 41, 19 and 20. I have some poems here that the second graders wrote in their last packet that I'd like to share with the class. They were writing about their pet, and their instructions were to either write about a real pet that lived with them or a pretend pet if they didn't have one. So let's see if we can tell. Is this real or pretend? Kendrick wrote about Onyx. His title is The Pet, and here we have Onyx is a dog. He licks the floor. When he has his coat on, he looks like a hot dog in a bun. He lays on the floor. It is not a her. He is a naughty dog. He jumps over the fence. He runs away. We catch him every day. Boy, I like the rhythm at the end of your poem, Kendrick. A good poem has rhythm and rhyme and makes a picture in your mind. Wonder what your dog looks like. what kind of coat he has that makes him look like a hot dog in a bun. That makes a funny picture in my mind. Don't put ketchup on him. He licks the floor, huh? He might lick that ketchup right off. Thank you, Kendrick, for sharing your poem. This one comes from Parker, and I love the picture that Parker drew of himself with his pet. And the title of his poem is My Dog. Bella likes to play fetch, but she won't drop the ball. When I get it from her mouth, I throw it down the hall. Ooh, I heard some rhythm in that poem, Parker, and some good rhyme, and it made a picture in my mind, and you drew a picture to help me out. Is Bella a real pet or pretend? Now, I know Kendrick's pet Onyx is real because he's sitting right over here behind me on the floor, but Parker talks a lot about his dogs, and so I think Bella is a real pet at his house. This next poem is from Sarah, called My Pet. My pet rolls on the ground. Once she was lost, and now she is found. And Sarah drew a picture of Lucy and Taylor and Sarah together walking Lucy. Now, I think that pet, real or pretend? What do you think, first and second graders? I think pretend, since Sarah doesn't get to have a pet at her house right now. I think it's pretend. Sarah, if I'm wrong, would you please tell me? I want to know more about Lucy if she really lives at your house. Well, I'll save the others for another day because I don't want to keep you too long. We've got things to do. Your next job is probably your Rebecca Bible video. And let me remind you, we want to do our memory verses on FaceTime with me this week. I'd like to do them tomorrow on Wednesday, but I know some of you are ready to say them today, and I have time today too. Text me when you're ready because I'll be traveling to the school to work on putting your packets together, and I can't do FaceTime while I'm traveling. And we'll make a time that we can FaceTime and you can tell me your memory verses. Now, as you do your Rebecca video today with Miss Howe, and the class is reciting the verses from Matthew, turn the volume down so that you can try to say them without the distraction of the class. I know it's hard to say it with a video because the sound is a little different and the timing is a little different listening to the video than when we're together in our class. So I think that will help you out. And if you feel like you're ready, let's do it today. Ready or not, we are going to do our memory verse quoting tomorrow, Wednesday, on FaceTime. And so we'll make those connections at the right time. It's time to get busy, though. You have your Bible video to practice your verses and listen to the Bible lesson, and you have a phonics test, and then you have eventually, whenever it works in your schedule, you have your art class, and that's when I want you to turn in your art project when you're finished. You don't have to wait till the very last thing of the day because I'm afraid you'll forget. I want to see your art projects today so I can pass them on to Mrs. Woods. We've missed having art with her every Tuesday. No, every other Tuesday, because then we had computer on the other ones, and we've had a lot of computer time, so it's an art day today. I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to hearing you say your memory verses with me this week. See you later.